Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Good Servant Show. Hold on a second. Get that music stopped. That's what I gotta do. Click. Alrighty. I was excited to start today, that's for sure. Excited to start today. And I'm usually excited to start any show, really. It's most of the time the best part of my day. And I like when we get to sometimes work out issues while we're live, I think that's always good. And I think about all the because I don't look at it as if everything is good all the time, then that's the preferable situation. Sometimes you have to kind of welcome those times where things aren't so good, where you don't know how to react to somebody that's bugging you, or there's an issue that is keeps bugging you every day or something like that, right? Especially within the group. These things aren't it's not about oh, okay, well we'll just cover it up and act nice. It's better to face it and recover, face it, let the bubble pop, and then that's how you rebuild friendships, relationships, or in this case, this is a family, a body, right? And so I think sometimes just talking it out would solve a lot of problems, because I've seen situations where people don't talk it out, and it ends in some kind of disaster. And I've seen stuff where when people are able to talk to each other and have a heated thing, right, that um, people can work it out. It can happen. And if that happens live on the show, that's a good real world example of just how to apply, how to apply radical forgiveness, and doing things in love, staying in the spirit, right? Try to approach somebody that's contrary to you, right? That's bothering you, that is outside of a life-saving belief, right? As somebody that's sick, right? They don't know who they are to God yet. And it's sad, right? Because you see them spinning their wheels and trying to figure it out, and trying to get the best definition for things, right? Trying to have the best plan, the best way to read it, when the reality is that the truth is something you just accept. You accept the truth, and you can't ever know the truth perfectly like God does. He is the truth, right? And so there's some things we're gonna have to just trust God on, right? Imagine that, faith. Imagine being saved by faith. I don't know how many times it says it in there, to trust him, right? To have faith, to believe. He wants us. If you're one of his children, you'll hear his voice. Right? Not I haven't heard an audible voice of God, right? I mean, I can't think of a time, maybe, but I don't think so. And I'm saying his word is his voice, just like those other voices, right? Those other books, right? That's not my shepherd's voice. That's someone else, right? And so a lot of it is trusting God. And if I got a problem with you or him or her or whatever, I need to go straight to God and say, why do I feel this way? You know, why am I having a problem with this? Why do I feel so bad when someone does this or that? And find out if is what I'm feeling justified, or is there something that I'm doing or I'm adding to the situation where I need to take responsibility for my part in it. And too many times, right, you know, people have come through here and have had issues or whatever. And, I'm willing to accept my part of it. And so, whatever that has to be, um, to work it out, then it is what it is, right? I can only do this, right? I can only try and give as many opportunities, as I can to people, and keep everything open, right? Keep my heart open for forgiveness. And it makes it tough. I mean, it makes it tough, right? Because, people are too worried about like whose fault is this, whose fault is that, who did what. It's crazy because none of that matters, right? Even if you got people that are willing to accept it, right? It's even if you got people willing to accept it, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And that's how, like, like the spirit of God, right? So how was Jesus when he encountered somebody, even a really hardcore sinner? He just forgave and he said, "Don't sin no more. Live your life now. Go forward and be better." And that's his personality, right? That's God, right? That's how he acts. And so I apply that to every situation. I try to apply that to every situation that I'm in, right? Like, what does God think of me at this moment? You know, what what uh, what would God do in this situation? What would Jesus do? And I know that that's like a saying that maybe got maybe some kind of a corny image, but I find a lot of truth in that. I find a lot of truth in that. But yeah, so if anybody comes in and can hear me, please put something in the chat. I don't mind people listening or whatever, but I just want to know if I'm coming across okay. Oh, hey Faith, how you doing? Um, yeah, Rob had to go to work early, but I mean, man, I'm so excited about, like, I don't know, like, got everything is different now with with having my kid here, and I think that's actually making things better because it's like more accountable, right? More things you got to get done at a certain time. There's more of a rush on life. Can't just be like, I'll let that sink be stopped up for a couple days because I'm tired. Not that I would ever do that, but those kind of things can never happen. That's extreme though. What's going on, industry plant? And so yesterday, oh Alex, what's up, my brother? And so today, I guess so I don't understand how this works, right? I guess if somebody has a wrench, they can ban somebody, or I don't know how that works. I mean, in the chat, I get it. And I'm trying to unblock people, right? So I'm still working on it, guys. Alex and Faith, if you don't have wrenches, I can't tell because I'm in StreamYard. But if you don't, then I'm just trying to figure this out. And so I unblocked, I think I unblocked Pig Slapper, but I don't think I blocked him though. I can't remember. But anyways, unblocked now. But for now, you know. And so you still can't see Alex. Oh my Lord, what is going on? It's all right. We'll have to figure it out. Um, I guess that's his name. Yeah, I think. I mean, that's his, what do you call it, channel name? I don't understand. Yeah, I wonder what that's all about. Yeah, you got to switch, Faith, because then for that you can see him. For Deb, for the 50th time, right? And so, you know, to finish what I was opening up with is that, you know, it's good just to like try to see like what God's what Jesus's personality was like, and to say, okay, well, this is what I gather from that. Like, how would God react to me? Yeah. And what is it? Turn it on and off again. I don't understand. What are you saying, industry plant? I want you to write like all the words to your to your comment in one statement so I know what you're talking about. Because that's like, if you can see what you're writing here, right? That's not a complete thought. And I'm not like I'm just trying to help you. See, you should be able to see Alex now because I put you on the thing, on the board too. And so we're waiting for Industry Plant to put his comment so that we could see what's going on. Hey, JM. I tried to Skype you, I think, this morning. So I was hoping you got it. I don't know. You don't see Industry Plant, the 1776 Industry Plant? You don't see him? This guy right here that's on the board? Oh man, what's going on here? I'm gonna have to reset everything and then go, because I can go into the YouTube studio and unblock everybody, and then like you know, figure out like who's banning what, who's blocked who. But it's like crazy to have rogue stuff because then it makes it so that we can't have nobody. Oh, you blocked them, Industry Plant? Oh, Alex, he's saying that he blocked you right here. He's saying that he blocked you. AGM says, I've been busy, bruv. New family member in the family. My SOS wife gave birth to a little girl. Wow. Oh, your son's wife. Your son's wife. That's a grandbaby, man. Wow, what a blessing. You know how like how God says that like in the end times that like, you know, like we're just waiting for everyone to be born, everyone to be created, right? Like the fullness of the Gentiles. So everything that means, right? God waited for her, you know? Like like that's so amazing if you think about it, right? Put the world on hold, right? Hey, Will, what's going on? This is my oldest son is in the chat now, and I got my youngest son in the other room. What a day. Wow. This is like up there in the top 10. What a good day. Yeah, welcome, Will. It's so great. I wonder how like the alerts work, right? If everyone gets an alert whenever there's a show. Because like I think does it help that I put it on the community board, or is that something that doesn't really help that much? And it's like, man, we're getting to the edge, possibly like we're getting to the end of time. I mean, if you want to be realistic about it, I mean, you know, we live in America, right? So it's like uh, every 20 years we have a war, but it's somewhere else, right? But most of the time things get rough and people fight, man. That's it's gonna happen. That part is inevitable. We had a civil war in 1865. It's been what 150 years, and it's time to face reality that even if Jesus isn't coming back in the clouds, right? Um, there's a good chance that there's going to be some kind of war or end anyway, right? And that's not to be anything to be like scared or worried about. I mean, we know that at this point, right? The most of the people here know that everything we were taught is a lie, right? There's so much confirmation about God and things against God, right? From the world that really it gives you hope, right? You're like, well, if I can have everything exactly the way it is right now without being tired or hungry or depressed or out of place or in pain or hungry. If we can have everything like it is here except perfect, and only the people that want to go can go, and the people that don't want to go don't have to. That sounds like a good deal. And then to be made incorruptible to where like, the evil thing is not even on our mind. It's not even a choice in our head. We wouldn't even never miss it. I'd be excited about a place like that. And then and so it's like, wow, if that's what we get at the end of life, that's a pretty good deal, right? But then to know that it's forever, right? It's for eternity. That's a big commitment that God is making to us. Eternity without the bad parts of this life, right? So there's no end to the world. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's just moving on to the next level. The only thing that I grieve about, the only thing that I grieve about is for other people that they still believe the lies. They still believe they come from a monkey. They still believe they're flying around. And I know it's hard, right? Because these things were brilliant to me too. But if you stick with it and you study these things all the way out, you'll see for yourself. And then at some point, you don't have to trust anybody else, right? You'll know for yourself, right? What's real and what's not. But when you start breaking out of where you're starting to overcome the lies you were told about history and science and all these one-sided stories, right? Because in other countries they tell their people other stuff, right? There's probably like 8 or 9 countries that are kind of together that tell each other the same kind of story, but really like there's countries where people are telling their people some other kind of stuff. And yeah, they use fear, right? They use like fear. Oh, there's these Invisible bugs out there, man, making you sick, man. Who knows what's making people sick? I mean, I've seen a bacteria, right? I've seen a bacteria with a microscope, but I've never seen a virus. And they're saying they can with an electron microscope. And even if you could, I mean, it's not really you're not looking at the actual thing. It's an image, right? So, I mean, that's tough, especially when they start talking about, oh yeah, we took the DNA from the from the virus. So what did you use to cut that thing open with? Yeah, bacteria is definitely real. There's no doubt about that. You could see them, you could pick them up out of a lake. That there's no doubt. Like that is something that will make you sick. But it's an actual organism, right? And see, in a virus, I think, well, it's hard for me to talk about it because certain things I can't say on here. But yeah, a virus is real too, but it's like I think it comes from your body, yeah, like some kind of cleaning. Because it doesn't have, it's not like sentient, right? It's not like a creature on its own, and it's too small to even study, right? If I don't know, that's why I look at like Koch postulates, right? And if you look at Dr. I forget his name now, Dr. Kaufman, he's got some good stuff out on the Koch postulates, right? Um, isolating isolating a virus to show that it causes disease, because you got to be able to isolate it, right? Well, I know it can't live outside the body, but like you would need it to live outside the body to test it. And but then also like the thing that really gets me, to question it is not really like, yeah, the science is there, right, to back up like some claims, right, that some truthers are making. I'm trying to word this right, but it's the event 201, right? It's the event 201 is that it was way before it came out. That's pretty nefarious, right? If you just read that and study Koch postulates with yeah, I agree, Alex, for sure, man. I almost don't even want to talk about it. It's almost not even worth it, right? I mean, we all know we can just say like, okay, I'm gonna like breathe for a second. New topic. This is some totally separate new topic. I think we can agree that there's some BS going on out there, and that it's completely separate from whatever I was talking about before. But it's definitely some BS going on out there, and they want you to, anytime that they want to get into your skin, man, it's like, come on, man, I like that should be the line, right? Like, okay, I'm not gonna let you breach my skin with any kind of like chip or juice or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, go away, man. Full body autonomy is like we're the last generation for full body autonomy. Like the next yeah, exact boundary violation. Amen to that, right? Because like the next generation of people, if there is one, right? Because I mean, the end of the world could be tomorrow, man. The way it's looking now, but the next generation of people will have chips in their body, and that'll be the only way they can pay for things, or there'll be like DNA like editing. Can you imagine someone going into like a place with like green eyes and coming out with blue eyes? I mean, they're talking about that stuff as like reality, right? Or to mess with your DNA enough to like, give you like a wolf ear or something like that. Can you imagine the kids in high school, man, coming home with a wolf ear? It's cool, mom. It's totally cool. Like I thought getting an earring was like a big deal. Like I came home and had to face the heat from my mom. Like, oh, I got an earring and that was wild. Now it's going to be like, hey, check out this robot arm I got. I could totally reach stuff better. Oh yeah, church and state became one. Yeah, well, church and state became one a long time ago, man, with the 501(c). I mean, if they act like they're not together, they are. I mean, the only thing that the government gets out of it is that the church doesn't, speak out on issues in politics, right? If they accept the tax break. But it's all set up anyway, right? So it's a setup anyway, so there's nothing really to protect, right? I mean, it's like, they're going to put their two people out there or three people out there, or whatever. Yeah, it keeps them under their thumb, right? Like if you want to keep getting these tax breaks, you can't preach against this, you can't preach against that, you can't speak out in for people running for office in politics, right? And it makes it tough because like then your local church can't go down to like the school and say, hey, this isn't right. Because I was like, trying to explain to my youngest son, right, like how it works, right, is they'll take like some confused teenager that's like really struggling with gender issues and struggling with like his or her identity, and wants to go in the girls' bathroom to feel like a complete person, right? And you almost have like these heartstrings, right? Oh man, that poor person, right? Like I have feelings that like that's sad, like they deserve to be in the bathroom, right? And then what happens is that opens the door for the most extreme case, right? Some 50-year-old hairy dude in a tutu wants to be in the bathroom with your kid, that's crazy. And so over and over and over again they'll use that, and it's like it's sad because like I even have a heart for the the old guy in the tutu as long as he's not a criminal, right? Or even if he was a criminal, right? I mean, you want people to just be right, man, and to know who they are to God, right? You're right. You're exactly right, man. Yeah. Company collecting data storage, why China and USA? Well, you know what? Here's the thing. If do you believe there's a China and a USA, or do you think that they're all together? You know, I think that I think they're all together. I think they're already working in like unison. I think it's already like I think the UN is like them coming together. I think the idea of countries is kind of an illusion. Because look at it's like all the manufacturing is coming out of like China and Taiwan, right? But like that wouldn't be the case, man, if because you wouldn't want all your manufacturing coming from one place. I don't know. Yeah, it's netted together, run by one. It might be separate little like clubs of like like okay, well this is the China uh arm of the program, right? Like right, exactly, Alex. If I started singing that, then I would get a strike, two notes, right? Dun, 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 dun. But I mean, if you think about that song, right? Like from start to finish, it's the most evil thing. than I can think of, right? It's so evil, man. Imagine there's no heaven. That's the first line. I mean, it's crazy, right? It's just insane, right? It's insane. I can't believe like what's going on, man. I can't believe that other people are just letting it happen. Yeah, copyright strike, But I've seen people sing on here, like on YouTube all the time, like do like karaoke or whatever. I've seen, but it's like, do you guys notice that like when people play music, that it doesn't sound good, right? It just sounds horrific, and like you act like you're in there listening to it, but it's really like off-putting. I don't know. I mean, is it just me or well, I think any song nowadays, right, is straight to straight to the devil, right? I can't. I mean, maybe some Christian songs are for Jesus, because I even think some of those are pretty. I think even some of those are pretty nefarious too. I mean, Stairway to Heaven is obviously about the Tower of Babel, right? Building a tower to God. He himself said it was the Communist Manifesto. Oh man, Alex, you're on fire today, man. Johnny and the Tavistocks. Yeah, exactly, man. They create all these bands. There's no way it's like, oh yeah, all these kids, man, they met each other and they're all friends and they just stayed friends, and then when they got famous, they're like business partners that are gonna make millions of dollars. Get out of here. I mean, I don't care how good you have, like say, of five friends or friends. I don't care how good of a relationship you have. It's hard to survive that kind of thing where you're like, okay, we're gonna go from regular people, right, to making millions and millions of dollars. How do we, divvy this up or figure it out or whatever? There's always, I mean, there's no way. There's just no way it's gonna happen. Maybe I'm pessimistic, right, about that kind of stuff. I think that they're just the children of the elite people. That's who gets to be famous. Everything is a stage name so they can hide their last name and hide who they really are. And it's the same people with the same look every year, right? You're gonna get a Britney Spears every year, like one of those uh, types of people, right? Lindsay Lohan, and then what's the other one? I mean, they just come one after another. Hillary Duff. I mean, they could all be related. They look more close together than I look to my brother. That's for sure. You know, it's insane, man. Like look at what is his name? Bob Saget and like Stephen Colbert. It's like, come on, man. They're all family. And I mean, even if there was like a regular person that did make it, that person is probably so sold out, or their dad's a Freemason, or something is, something's on the line there, you know. Yeah, me and my brother, kind of, maybe like part of the nose, or like a way you can tell one or two little things, but we don't really look alike. There's some people that do look like their sibling. Like Faith looks like her sister a lot, right? But there's like a lot of people where like I don't even look like my brother or my see, I didn't look like my dad at all until I got to an adult phase. It says if there's no machinery behind it, it doesn't happen. Yeah, forget it. Yeah, you gotta have like some kind of connection. Same thing with leaders, world leaders. If you're not part of their you're not part of their thing, right? Then you're. I mean, it's over, man. Hotel California. No, but I mean that's real. Like, how many people can say what Hotel California is even about? Everybody's singing it, right? Nobody knows what it means, man. It says, "I look like me to be honest, the way God made me." Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, if I can see if you're insecure about something and it's causing you emotional if okay, man, whatever, but to be like crazy vain about it, like I mean, there's a line, right? There's a line to everything. Like if you were born with a red dot on your nose and you want to get rid of it, okay, fair enough, right? It's hard to judge people like that. You can't judge, man, because that's what's inside of them and their heart. AJM says, I understand the genes do mirror at times. Oh, the genes, yeah. The Riva says, Hotel Cali is about the elites. Yeah. Oh, hey, Jake, what's going on, buddy? It's good to see you, man. Hey, you came in and made double digits this morning. Yeah, it's so crazy, man. It's like oh, you and your cousin were mistaken for sisters, but more so than your own sister, right? Isn't that weird, man? Because like a lot of these Hollywood celebrities look the same, man. Like if you put Skeet Ulrich right next to like Johnny Depp, I mean they could be brothers, right? I see that a lot. Well, I don't know. I look like my youngest cousin a lot. Like I would say we're the closest, probably. I look like him more than I look like anyone else. The closest, right? But really, like, I don't look like my own brother. That's for sure. He's 6'3", 200 and like 20 pounds, and I'm like 5'10". We don't even have the same build. He's still scared of me. I'm 5 years older than him. He could probably beat me down, right? But he's still scared of me. I think a little bit. Like if I get mad, he's scared of me a little bit, which is not very often anymore. I don't even remember the last time I was mad. Only one person was able to get me to be mad in the last couple of years. And not really their fault, just like triggering stuff like, ugh, it's frustrating. Took after different genes. Yeah. Oh, you're 6'3", 250. No wonder I like you, man. You're probably just like my dad. My dad is 6'3", about 250. My son, both my kids are 6'3", about, I think. I think my oldest son is like skinnier than my youngest son, but they're both kind of thin now. Cole used to be big. Yeah, I know, I know. Like, well, when I say angry, Faith, like I don't get mad, like you would picture, like mad, right? It's just a frustrated, like I need a break from you, kind of like, you know. And I don't think I've ever been mad at my kids. Like, I don't think they've ever seen me angry. I don't know if they've ever heard me yell. Well, maybe Cole once or something like that, but it's rare, man. Yeah, I don't get mad. I know, huh? That makes me feel good that, like you can't picture it. I feel happy about that. I do, because I want to be nice. He says, I'm not scared of my older brother anymore, but he's 2 years older and almost to the day. Oh, he is 2 years older than you. I'm 5 years older than my younger brother, but he's already a grandpa. He's got 3 grandkids. That's insane, man. Not that like if my kids told me that I was going to be a grandpa, I wouldn't be upset, right? But like I don't want to be a grandpa. Like it's not something I want to be. But I mean, I would be happy if it was like happening. If you think about it, like just one more person that gets to make it to heaven, right? That's the way I look at it. Oh, you get mad too easily, Lariva? Well, just call me if you feel like you're about to lose it, right? Give me a call. We'll work it out. Most of the time, I just listen. People work it out themselves. Sometimes people just want someone to listen or to under. People want to be understood. They don't want to be you know what I mean? Like misunderstood. That's a big thing, you know? Like when people get you wrong or they're not, it's like, what? You're not getting what I'm saying. But then it could turn into like, if you don't process it, it could turn into something like, it can almost turn into something self-centered, right? You're like, oh, they don't understand the essence of me. And you're like, what? I don't want to read a letter on who you are. You know what I mean? Like, but like we need to process things as they come up. Right? Because when we're misunderstood, right, in the moment, it could end up being like a big problem because you're like, these people don't even get where I'm coming from. They don't get that I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be helpful, but they take it like the opposite way that I'm trying to say it. And then if they would just say, "Hey, I understand," or "I accept it," and then move on, it would be, you know, that would be the greatest, relief at that moment, right? You're like, "Oh, you get it, okay," and you'll accept it and just we'll move on. Okay, cool, cool. Because it's weird, right? Because like I've talked to my own mother, right? 4 or 5 years of like flat Earth research every day, 8 hours a day. I was really into it. I wanted to see it from all angles, man, that this thing was real. And then I go to my mom, right after all this research. She knows how hard I've been working on it. That's all I've been talking about. And I go, yeah, the earth is flat. Well, I just don't believe that. I'm like, what do you, I'm like, I'm telling you, man, it's like 5 years I've been studying this every day. I could have a doctorate in this thing already. That's how much time I spent on it, right? And then it's like, well, I just believe the other side automatic. It's like, what? I wouldn't lie to you. I'm like lined up right with God, right? That like, wouldn't hurt anybody. I'm morally okay, right? It's like, why wouldn't you believe me about this? Like, well, I wasn't taught that in school. It's like, well, what are you gonna do? Well, Lariva, this is what I would say, right? Like, so at a certain point, right, I let go, as far as, yeah, I know it's believing in the ball is what's crazy. But anyway, they reverse it, right? And so like the thing I did with my mom is like, at some point I just had to give up, right? And but not totally give up, but like plant little seeds. Like, hey, I had this picture leaning on my mantle and it's been there for like 8 years. It's never fallen. Things like that, right? Like things that'll make you go, you know? Yeah, I did see that industry plant. It's pretty crazy, man, that logo on YouTube. But that's what they do. I mean, that's what they do. Everything is just more and more, it's coming out being more and more disgusting, right? But yeah, you're right, and you're right, Faith. It's hard to break people out of their programming. I mean, some people they're more comfortable in the programming. They like the lies, man. They want to believe, like, the source that they were, the source that told them the original stuff. Oh, you better believe it, Lariva. We didn't meet each other by chance. There's a reason that you're in my life and I'm in your life. That's for sure. I don't end up in people's lives by accident. It's always for something, for some kind of thing. Even if they're just most of the time they're there and it helps me. I don't know if it helps other people. Sometimes it does. I think half and half. Everything hidden will come to light. Oh, absolutely. But see, I want like some people that are trying to break out of that occultic kind of life, like they're still in that mode where they're still fighting for the devil. I want to help them make that transition. Like everybody has a chance, even if somebody told you you didn't. And we're at the end of this, and these are the people that are left, right, to help. And man, I just wish I knew more about like what people are going through and how to break out of it. You know? You know. Oh, thank you, Faith. That's a nice thing to say. I've been a blessing to you. That was nice. Alrighty, guys. On that note, it's time for me to hit the old dusty trail. So I'll say thank you for coming out. I love you guys. God bless you. Praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. All glory to God because he deserves it. Please pray for the children. Please pray for anyone being victimized out there. Pray for each other. It's important. And I will see you guys, Lord willing, at 5 p.m. California time.